Good morning, folks. And so it's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so it's around 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, the 24th of May, 25. This morning, Mary has a bunch of stuff going on here, and I got a little bit of news, man.
Good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it's 47 degrees and clear. Today we're going to have a high of 73 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy this morning, becoming overcast this afternoon. There is a slight chance of a rain shower. And then tonight, 57 degrees, overcast with rain showers at times. The chance of rain is 60%. Up on Blood Mountain today, 62 for a high, chance of showers after 8 a.m., and it will be partly sunny. 40% chance of rain. The winds are going to be 5 miles per hour. Tonight, 54 degrees with a chance of rain showers before 8 p.m., then a chance of rain and thunderstorms between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m., mostly cloudy. 5-mile-per-hour winds and a 50% chance of rain. Water is good on the trail for most parts. Make sure you top off at Hawk Mountain Shelter. You do have that dry spell between there and Justice Creek. I also wanted to say if you're going to be summiting Blood Mountain, make sure you carry enough water with you before you get to Slaughter Creek or top off at Slaughter Creek. We had some riders that had to cut their hike short yesterday because of cramping. Yeah, really bad hand cramps. They had ran out of water and had gotten some water at Slaughter, but then did not refill and carry. And I think they're maybe expecting there to be water going up Blood, but I think there was a case of dehydration and lack of electrolytes. Lots of bad cramping in a hand and everything, so that cut the hike short. So make sure if you're going to climb up Blood, stay on Blood, carry some water out of Slaughter Creek because that's going to be your last chance for water. Got some other trail information going on. Donald, would you like to go over that, please?
Sure. Give me one moment, please.
Sure.
All right, guys. Okay, and so like Mary was saying, water is good. Top off at Hawk. Mile 360.6 through 366.1, there is a detour. It is the Iron Mountain detour around the destroyed Cherry Gap shelter. They're doing salvage logging to reduce risks of wildfire. The Nolichucky River ferry is still available through June 15th. Wahoo's is providing the ferry. And so their number is 803-646-810, and it's going to be between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. daily. There's construction everywhere in the mountains, towns, cities, extra time. You plan extra time to get places. So we had a person coming down yesterday through Fontana, and soon as they called and said they were going to be late, I was like, dude, you're coming through Fontana, aren't you, man? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, man, there is like numerous gates and construction going on there. Plus it's Memorial Day weekend. So lots of stuff going on out here, man. And that's Moonshiners 28, plus the Dragon running up through there, Tail of the Dragon. So lots of performance cars are running out here along with bikes, man. Same with over here. They call 129, what I call White Cross Highway, is actually the mini tail, is what they call it, because it's the other end of the Tail of the Dragon. Also, we have one of the twistiest turning roads in Georgia, which is 180 Such's side, supposedly. Now, I've been on some twisting and turning roads, but that road, man, is pretty insane, man, for corners.
Yesterday morning when I was heading down the mountain, I picked up our first rider at Byron Reese. I was taking them down to Amicalola Falls, and we were heading down the mountain towards Dahlonega to head over to Amicalola. Couple turns down the mountain, and I didn't get a chance to get any video or anything. It happened so fast. There was a Porsche coming up the mountain. He was flying. He was getting close to my lane, and right behind him, lights blasting, was a state trooper. He was right on him, so I think he probably got caught. If nothing else, he probably got his tag. But they were excessive speed, that's for sure.
Always, man. And so they come up from Atlanta. Well, they come from everywhere. Really, man, all over the place to run these roads out here, man. The Stadies, so what was it, last year or the year before? Wait a minute. It was in 22, I think, or 23. When did the crash the M2?
22.
So in 2022, there were two guys, one in an Evo, Mitsubishi Evo Lancer, and then another one in a Dodge, I think it was a Charger or a Hellcat or something. And so they were running up 348, which is the road going to Hog Pen Gap in Tesnity. They passed a Stady down in there, man, because the corners down in there are like 25 miles per hour. And so they were ripping down through there before they hit Break Killer Hills, what I call it, going up the Tesnity and Hogpen, because it's like this. And so it's one of the steepest grades in Georgia, and it kills brakes all the time if you use that road a lot. We charge a little bit more because of it. But anyways, so these guys rip past that Stady, man, and the Stady gets on their tail. Chases them all the way down to bypass 75 or 76, bypass 75, and they take a left on it. Well, bypass 75 connects Unicoi Turnpike and 12919. And so it connects those two, man. But right in the middle is the road going up to Hogpen Gap and Tesnity. So they took a left on that, went down to Unicoi Turnpike. If you take a right, you go into Helen. It's about a mile before you hit town. If you take a left, you're going to go up to Unicoi Gap. The Lancer took a left. The Hellcat took a right. Well, the Lancer, they chased him all the way up, man, and he got on a corner, lost it, went off the road, took out a family, and went off the side of the mountain and died. And then the Challenger, I believe, the Hellcat crashed down in Helen, or right over the Helen-Cleveland line, man. But that stuff right there, man, since then, the Stadies and sheriffs have been sitting out here watching this place and capturing guys ripping up through like that Porsche, man.
I definitely think there's a huge increase of them cracking down on it ever since that occurred. So I definitely notice a lot of it, probably because there's probably more jurisdiction. A lot of the Stadies are really going after them. You know, the sheriffs sit here and there, but when you see a chase, it's a Stady going after them.
Well, that's what I got nabbed by, was a sheriff. And so when I was over there off of 180 Such's sign, I got snapped for doing 67 and a 35. I didn't even mean to. I just came around the corner. I just got a Red Bull. I was going to see Just Bill. And the speed limit changes when you get up around this corner. It changes to 45, and it's a straightaway. Well, I came around that corner, not even thinking, man. You don't really feel it when you're driving performance cars. It feels like you're doing 20 miles per hour when you're doing 100, man. And so I came around the corner, man. I wasn't doing 100, but I came around that corner with I had my Red Bull in this hand, and I was just like, and I was tired too, because I had to go down and save Daniel off Springer Mountain, and I was supposed to actually go up to Neil Gap, and I was supposed to. And when I get my timing, I get like on this like OCD.
Well, we get in a zone of what we're doing because we have time frames, no matter what it is we're doing. So you know, it's easy to get lost in it. You want to get from A to B where you're supposed to be. You know.
And that's what happened. So So when I got down to Springer, the rider changed the drop-off spot to Amicalola, which threw me off 3 hours. And so when I got back over there, man, I was tired too that morning. Yeah, I was haggard, man. I was still in burnout stage, dude. Yeah. And so I wasn't really paying attention, and it's completely my fault. But that cop was sitting right there, and I think he just pulled someone over. And dude, you know what? I passed another cop following this dude down 60 where we get off Skeena, man, and we hit 60 and we're heading down towards Sanchez, man, and I get behind this dude, man, and he's screaming down through, and we get down past a deep hole, and you come down, and there's the Cooper Creek Management. You keep on going, and you get up around that corner, and then you come around another corner, and it goes down the hill and around a sharp corner. We're coming down that hill, man, and we're screaming down through there, and one of the sheriffs just comes tooling around. He didn't stop us or anything, man, but we were moving right along on that road, dude. And so, but the sheriffs and Stadies now, man, are out here everywhere, so this is not a good spot to be speeding anyways, but it is what it is, man. Anyways, yeah, so I bet that Porsche, hopefully he wasn't running. We'll find out today.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask around.
Along, that's for sure.
Well, if he was right behind him, man, I'm going to say that he may have been running. Who knows, man?
From what I saw, he looked like he was running.
Yeah.
He did. He had no intention of slowing down, and that trooper was right behind him.
Yeah, those troopers won't give up either, man. They're actually trying to make a law to stop these Stadies from chasing people around here, man. The Georgia State Troopers are known for going on high-speed chases, and these high-speed chases usually end up in a crash or an accident. There's a lot of stuff going on in Atlanta with what they call takeovers and stuff, man, where they stop at stoplights and just start doing bring donuts and stuff, and everyone. It's a really stupid thing, man. But it's actually shut down like cars and coffee events and stuff, man, because of these guys, man. But it is what it is. You can't. All you can do is you can't really stop it because they'll probably shoot you. But you know what I mean, man? And that's what they do. Like I saw a video of a lady that got out of her car, man. Old lady, man. She gets out of her car and she's like, leave me alone. And then she went through a takeover. She didn't understand it. All these guys were like trashing her car. They got on it, kicked it, and took baseball bats to it. And man, a bunch of animals. Dude. Well, that's why none of us can drive our performance cars out here without being harassed anymore, man. You know what I mean, dude? They speed everywhere. It's not like a little burst. Like if you have a straightaway and you know there's nothing, you know, you can do a little burst of speed, but you can't hold it to the floor all the way through from miles and miles through residential areas and stuff, man. That's being stupid, man.
Right.
You gotta have spotters. You gotta have some sense in your head if you're gonna do little bursts of speed. It's okay to have fun. It's just not like that, man. No. And so anyways, going on, man. So there's the construction is everywhere. So when you get up into Fontana Dam area, there's construction going on down there.
You know, heading up from Stokoa or from Robbinsville, there's construction there. There's construction going across 180
That's what I
over
was
there
just
by
gonna
Lake
say.
Winfield Scott. That can be up to a 20-minute wait because they'll have one lane open with the pilot car. Geez, I'm trying to think of all the places there are construction. Heading out here between Blairsville and Young Harris, that's a delay sometimes. They're doing construction out there. I don't know if Atlanta's got the highways closed down, but one lane open each side. Usually on holiday weekends, they don't close it down to the one lane. I don't know right now.
Well, Jordan was coming up through yesterday, and it was a red line.
Okay.
Yeah, it took him a minute to get up from Atlanta.
Yeah, so extra traffic.
Okay, and so plan, add an half hour to an hour to your timing if you're coming up here, man. All right, and so I want to talk about the All Trails app. And so they have a new feature on there that will tell you which trails are the most crowded which ones are the most crowded from what I understand. I don't use these apps, man. I've got Far Out, but I don't really get into them, man. In Scottsdale, Arizona, unfortunately, an influencer named Hannah Moody was found approximately 600 feet from the Gateway Trailhead area in McDowell Sonoran Preserve. And so she was found deceased, and they haven't figured out why. I believe she was like 20 years old, but I guess she was an influencer also. But yes, they found her deceased there. They don't know what happened. She was missing since the 21st of May, I believe. And so yesterday's events, man, we had a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to say that we had like 5 or 6 people that were looking for an extraction. One with a father and son team that she was talking about that were feeling the beginning of
I think it was
dehydration.
dehydration,
Yeah, probably food too, man. A lot of people don't eat. They can't, or they don't feel hungry, man, until like 2 or 3 days. And that 2 or 3 days could be the end of their hike, and they haven't been eating or drinking water properly and exerting themselves, dude, and not replenishing or taking anything to repair their muscles or any of the damage. Sometimes they don't even sleep. Yeah, and I believe when you don't sleep, all the toxins that you build up during the day, man, especially in your brain, I can't remember what the toxins are, man, but your brain gets rid of or your body gets rid of them when you sleep. And when you don't sleep, all that starts to build up. And so I know that from my party days of not sleeping for weeks at a time or something, man. But I studied it a little bit, and that's when I found, man. Yeah, definitely. And so definitely we had a lady or two girls. Well, there were 3 of them actually that started off. One could not make it past Hightower Gap. The other 2 made it to Cooper Gap, called us, told us, they needed to get out of there. And they thought that the Hightower Gap chick was going to get an Uber, and I was like, they absolutely are not getting an Uber at Hightower Gap. And so we actually went down and got her also, and then we picked up another person at the same gap that was hiking from Woody Gap and got down to Cooper, and she just couldn't make it any further and wanted to get off trail. So we ended up.
She rode with me to Amicalola.
Where was she going?
She was going back to Woody Gap.
But
She has a friend that she dropped off at Amicalola. He's hiking north on the trail, and she was doing a little bit of hiking, hoping to intersect with him, and she's considering some other day hikes out there today while she's here with the friend. He's doing several days out here.
Okay, so like that's 8 miles where she walked to. And that's a pretty good hoof right there. I mean, it's not hard, but it is a pretty good push. And especially for people that don't hike with a little dog.
Yeah, her dog was cute.
Yeah, she had a little dog too, I guess. So, but she got down to Cooper Gap, and the riders told her to call me. And so yesterday was extremely busy, man. I was getting hit with calls left and right, man. It was like one after another, some on top of others, man. It was pretty wild, man. And
Well, you know what? I left here at 6:15 yesterday morning. I got home at 8:30 last night.
Yeah,
So it was a very busy day.
it was very busy. Same with Jordan. He didn't get back till about 7 or something. So, and we ended up eating
Burritos.
frozen burritos for dinner. So today we're going to take we've got a busy day. Tomorrow we are taking it easier since now I don't care about killing us for whatever with work and trying to make $1 million all at once. So now we kind of spread it out and we have a set number that we like to make, and we doubled it yesterday, and then today is a good day. So Sunday we have some shuttles in the morning, but we can kind of take it easy during the day. Mary and I have not actually rested in years. No, and now we're
Yes, we are.
anyways, guys, Mary's got to get heading here. She's gonna Byron Reese to Amicalola.
It's actually a Woody Gap. I was wrong.
Woody to Amma?
Yeah.
No, Woody to Springer. Woody to Amicalola. Yep. And then back to Byron Reese to Springer. And then Three Forks to Amicalola.
That's right.
Yay!
Hey, all the beautiful places I love to go.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to end it here. If anyone needs anything at all, give Mary and I a call. We're here for you anytime. All right. One love, man. Peace. Thank you.